you may be and however you may be listening. We are live in rainy Los Angeles. iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, and FS1. Joy Taylor is joining me. How are you, Joy?
I'm great. Good morning. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day to you. We both swam to work today, hovercrafting to work.
I'm still resisting complaining about the weather here in Los Angeles, but it is very rainy and cold.
Well, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Speaking of gifts, I got a gift last night. A former coach on a LeBron James staff called me last night. Well, I called him after he texted me. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but he's been in the last 7-8 years in LeBron's world for multiple years. And I asked him about, being a coach, flying with LeBron, hotels, travel, and he said, listen, man, when you're with LeBron, you got to shut some stuff out. He goes, the media's just writing stuff, and we were at practice, and we knew it wasn't true. You're traveling with the biggest rock star in the NBA, and there's a lot of tension. A lot of people can't handle it. Remember Chris Bosh yesterday on the show? I said, when did you know playing with LeBron was different? He goes, the first hour, the press conferences. So this coach was telling me, he said, listen, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on here. And I asked this coach about Luke Walton, and he said, you can't get rid of Luke Walton. We got 30 games left. You're going to bring in a whole new coach and a whole new staff and a whole new system? And by the way, Jeanie Buss, according to a story this morning, owner of the Lakers, agrees. Luke will finish the season. Most believe that is orders from Jeanie Buss. She can be patient. She's seen worse. It's not affecting her legacy. Sometimes, guys, we have to admit something. We've got bigger egos. And our egos are tied to us professionally. We elevate it. The bigger star you are at work, the bigger star you are, right? And this is tough for all these guys. LeBron, this is not good for LeBron's brand, missing the playoffs. Clutch Sports, aligned with LeBron. Today, the Celtics are ripping him. Ripping Rich Paul, saying they're underhanded, they're leaking stuff, it's dirty. Magic, he looked bad on that Anthony Davis mess. And Rob Pelinka is a workaholic. He's under Magic. He looks like Rob Lowe, but regardless of who he looks like, the Pelicans wouldn't even take a phone call from him. So you got all these guys and all these egos, and Jeanie Buss is hovering above all of it saying, this is what happens when you get a superstar. We had Kobe, we had Magic. My dad had Wilt, Kareem. This is what happens. The woman in the room is saying, don't worry about the tension. She's hovering above all of it, and there's finger pointing, and there's chaos. And as the coach told me last night, that's just doing business with LeBron. If you're on the staff with LeBron, that's just doing business. That's just the reality of it. There's going to be some urgency and some tension and it's true. But nobody thought this year was going to be special. When I said before the year, I said, I think they're going to win 49 games. You mocked me. You rushed to Twitter. You're crazy. They're winning 38. I said, they'll win 48 games. And by the way, they were on pace to win 52 if LeBron didn't get hurt. And didn't the Lakers just land the world's biggest free agent in the offseason? Well, yes, they did. How about we give them one more offseason to see if they can land another? Because generally that's the way it works. You don't land everybody in one fell swoop. I'm with Jeanie Buss. Maybe I'll make up seat cushions and pins and T-shirts. LeBron went to the finals with Mike Brown, David Blatt, Ty Lue. Luke Walton is not significantly better or worse than any of those. Sometimes you just have to understand. If you go on a fishing boat, and I used to work as a kid as a deckhand on a fishing boat, it's rocky and some people throw up. Yes, you throw up the first 2 or 3 days until your stomach gets used to it. And then when you bring people on to catch fish, they throw up every time.
I always get seasick.
Yes, that's the reality of getting on a boat. The waters are rocky, and most people can't handle it. And as the coach told me last night, this is doing business with LeBron. Is that you'll walk around, you'll read the paper, and you're like, that didn't happen at practice. And somebody will say, that happened at practice. It's like Chris Bosh said yesterday. When did you know it was different? The first second he signed. Our world changed. Press conferences, 30 people instead of 4. Chris Haynes, Yahoo Sports, said yesterday he expects Luke Walton, too, to be retained for the rest of the year.
I think he is. If you look at what all has transpired over the last couple of weeks, I don't think that you can place the blame primarily on Luke Walton. There's no secret about it that, the trade rumors that were going on with the Lakers and New Orleans Pelicans, how everything just became so public. You just knew that it was going to take time for that locker room to heal from that. Then you add the fact that LeBron James is out for a significant amount of time. With all those factors, I just don't think you can place the blame solely on Luke as of right now.
Of course you can't. I am officially with Jeanie Buss. Come on, guys. Come on, egos. Take a deep breath. Stop finger pointing. The woman, little F's of an ego. Her net worth isn't changing. Her legacy's not changing. Got 30 games. Let's get into the playoffs. Lakers, I think, will try to avoid playing Golden State in the first round and then go after Anthony Davis and probably have to give up less than you would have a week ago. Let me shift gears to this. The New York Giants are a football club. They are reportedly out on 5'8.5" quarterback prospect Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's agent, though, he's a big shot. He does a podcast with Johnny Manziel. He came out yesterday and ripped these old guys in the NFL that don't get his client. Listen.
Kyler is not some little shrimp they're making him out to be. This kid weighs 205 yesterday.
Holy
scale. This kid is jacked the F up. These days and age of these old NFL dinosaurs and scouts that sit back and talk about what players can't do. Oh, he can't do that. He's not this. He's not that. Those are the losers. You want all your requirements and all of that. That's not what the NFL game is today.
Yeah, it actually is exactly what the NFL game is today. You have this, you don't have that. It's called scouting. They have a combine. They measure you. By the way, he called them dinosaurs and losers. Eric Burkhart, be careful. You host a weekly podcast with Johnny Manziel. Be careful calling other people losers. Bill Belichick is 66. His owner's 77. Andy Reid was in the AFC Championship. He's 60. Drew Brees was 40 in the NFC Championship. Bob Kraft is 77, owns the greatest dynasty in American sports. Are they losers and dinosaurs too? Drew Brees, Andy Reid, Bill Belichick. By the way, who was the best LA Ram in the Super Bowl? Oh, 71-year-old defensive coordinator Wade Phillips. Tom Brady has never played in a Super Bowl and been that flummoxed for all but one drive. Are they dinosaurs? Are they losers? 5'8.5" Kyler Murray. Size matters in sports. And it did in the Mesozoic era. Didn't the biggest dinosaurs, as you call those coaches, didn't the biggest dinosaurs eat the smaller dinosaurs? You do get that T-Rex was the goat, right? T-Rex is the greatest of all time. He ate the smaller dinosaurs. You're not a dinosaur if you prefer 6'3.5", 225, big arm, and highly functioning personality. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's not a dinosaur. That's not a loser. There's never been a 5'8.5" quarterback. This guy is smaller potentially than Julian Edelman. You ever watched him play? Seems a tad small for a quarterback, no?
Well, he did play quarterback in college.
At Kent State.
To his defense.
By the way, I am a little older. Maybe I'm sensitive, but Netflix is changing television. Reed Hastings is their CEO. He's almost 60. Jeff Bezos has changed retail, putting people out of business. He's closer to 60 than he is 45. And oh, by the way, 5'8.5" is something to be concerned about. So is only playing 17 college games. And so is going on the Dan Patrick Show, and you can't answer a question unless Dad answers it for you. This actually happened.
Are you going to the combine? I don't know. Dad, is he going to the combine? No comment. Dad had no comment there. Pro day?
I mean, that's after the combine.
Yeah, you're going to do a pro day? Yeah? Yeah.
I guess if you want to say yeah, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a loser, too. I'm a dinosaur, too. Because for my $6 billion franchise, the most verbal position, that's what I get. Yeah, I'd be a little concerned. I guess I'm a dinosaur. So's Belichick, Brady, Andy Reid, Drew Brees, Wade Phillips, Bob Kraft. They're dinosaurs too. Says the guy, the agent, who hosts a weekly podcast with Dynamite, Johnny Manziel. All right. T-Rex, the GOAT. Okay.
I like velociraptors.
What's that?
Velociraptors.
What the hell's that?
Those are the ones in Jurassic Park with the
That's why you like the Toronto Raptors. Yeah, by the way, T-Rex ate all of those.
Velociraptors are my favorite dinosaurs.
By the way, T-Rex ate your dinosaurs at the end of the movie.
That's fair. But they're way faster and cooler, though.
That's my Valentine's present to you, that memory of T-Rex eating all the smaller dinosaurs.
I know.
Coming up next, sometimes you have to admit, I'm just going to take an L on an argument. You just got to take an L. And that's coming up. Nobody should feel unsafe at home, period. What an awful feeling that would be. Fear has no place in a place like home. That's been Simply Safe's mission from day one. More than 3 million people use Simply Safe. They're customers. Okay? They blanket your whole home with protection. 24/7 around-the-clock professional monitoring. Police are always on their way when you need them. The security sensors are tiny. They blend in with your home. You won't notice them. Verge calls Simply Safe the best home security. And it's Wirecutter's top pick. Protect your home and your family today. Feels good to fear less. SimplySafeColin.com. That's COLIN. SimplySafeColin.com. Blankets, your entire home with protection. Intruders don't stop police. Regardless, it's the HERD.